Apologies for that. So, Toastmaster Kavita and everybody else, very good evening. Love yourself is a very important message, and that's especially relevant in today's world where we're overly critical and very slow to actually love ourselves. And never has that been more evident than that minute when you stood on stage, popped that balloon, and said the haunting words that stayed with me for a while. Love is fragile. It is so true and it is very apt. Your delivery and your content was so went well together that it felt to me like the rising and ebbing of waves. And never did I feel for one moment that, okay, now can I just sit down and write? So I was hooked onto your speech and it was very, very well done. Your usage of the stage, as in the beginning when you were sitting and studying, and your visual display of that was very good. However, had you paired it up with a little more stage movement and maybe keep certain areas to depict certain incidents, that would have transitioned it into a much better message across to the audience. There were a few places where the usage of articles and tenses were done interchangeably. Maybe you can look into that next time when you're writing your speeches. There are certain places, certain few sentences or grammar choices, word choices, that which on its own does not really matter much, but if used in a more powerful way can lead to a good speech being a great speech. So instead of saying statements like, at that moment I didn't know what to say, or I had no words, maybe you can use words like, at that moment I felt numb and very surreal, or I was stuck speechless. And that would improve the word quality. Another place that I noticed was a lot of redundant usages of words. And in situations where you say, the flower blooms out to meet the sun, the clouds part to meet the sun. So that was a little redundant. Maybe you can pair it together, lead one sentence to another, saying the clouds part to show the sun, to which the flower blooms to meet, or something like that. Or maybe you can use two completely different statements and use the power of three. That could help. That again, on its own does not really make much impact, but if you do improve on it and be very conscious of the kind of word choices that you make, it is probably that one last step between a good speech and a great speech. So overall, for a very well put together speech, a great introduction and a fabulous message. Can we have a round of applause for this?